this is how I ended up innocently walking to my local beauty supply store just to buy this, and things went down. Hey Glow Beauties, this is a Chatty Get Ready With Me, and I am going to be talking about how I got whipped at my local beauty supply shop. Yes, I got whipped. So we're gonna get into that. But before we get into that, we're gonna be using some new and new to me makeup. The first one is new, relatively new, but you know, everything is like a blip on the screen when it comes to the beauty industry, okay? For me, it's new, and this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Holiday Face Palette. It's called the Edit Palette. This is the Owl one that I got. This is a customized one. You can only get the customized on their website. So I got the Owl. It has a very special meaning to me. Beautiful colors, so beautiful. And the wonderful thing is that I think 5% of when you purchase, the proceeds go to the Non-Human Rights Project for animals. And I think they do it for the animals that are represented on their cases. And then I got the Leopard insert, and that one was the medium one. I'm really happy I got the medium one because nobody wanted to buy it, but I decided I wanted to buy it, and the reason why is it's got my holy grail finishing powder, which is the dim light. The reason why most people didn't buy it was because it was the least amount of new shades in here. But for me, they were the shades that I wanted. We got 3 blushes. We got the Mood Exposure, and then we got 2 other blushes here. I like to have that there was a variety with the blushes. The other blushes had to be too much the same. And the Mood Exposure is a little bit like more of a mauve, more fall as we're going into fall and winter. So that was really apropos. And then we got the 2 more pink blushes. And of course, if you follow my channel, you know I'm kind of pinky kind of gal. You got one of the Celestial Strobe Light, and then you got the Lustrous Bronze Light bronzer. I really liked that there was more options for blushes, and it had my favorite finishing powder. So, and I love Hourglass's finishing powders. They are so lovely, soft focus and illuminating at the same time, but not overly illuminating. So I was really happy to get this. So that will be featured. And then, how apropos for this topic is Isamaya Ffrench's Industrial 2.0. I love this palette. It is a treasure trove of a palette. It has the lovely, more pastel-y rainbow colors in here, and they have the most wonderful different finishes. It feels like you can just dive in and put your fingers in and just have a lovely playtime, which is the way I use it. I love this palette. So this will create this look. Also with this palette is that Isamaya used to be the creative director of the Byredo, and their first big palette that came out was the Prismic palette. I really wanted that palette. Thought I had time. Didn't believe them when they said it was limited edition, and they were truly limited edition. You cannot get this thing. Not even Mercari will let me purchase it on their Mercari site because I'm in Canada and they know my IP, and they said absolutely not. So I am like canceled there. So this, she came out with the 2.0, which reminds me of the Prismic palette in a nice little, you know, travel cutie case. And this is a very interesting design. It's super cool, and it has weight on it. And you know what? Isamaya has a bit of edginess to it. We won't get any further than that. And so I think it's kind of apropos for this topic. I didn't plan it this way. I really did want to feature this, and I wanted to talk about how I got whipped and just to buy my Paul Mitchell hairspray. This is all I wanted. Why did I think that just walking down the street on a nice summer day, happily in my shorts, to walk to my local beauty supply shop to get this, because I was so happy that they had it in supply and I didn't have to take the subway, and it turns out things went down. In order to find out how things went down, how this even happened, we are going to get in. But before we get in, just in case you haven't subscribed to my channel, why don't you do so and join the Glow fam? It's a lot of fun going down here. Hit the notification bell to hear about every time I post a new video, and whilst you're at it, smash the like button because it GPS's my video throughout the YouTube universe so other Glow Beauties can find it and watch it. I make convenient links in the description box below for your research and shopping convenience, and they are affiliate links. It's no cost to you, but it helps to support my channel, and it also dings the brands that I I am out there. Without further ado, let us get in. Well, as I said before, I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I was happily walking down my local street to my local beauty supply shop just to get my holy grail Paul Mitchell hairspray. I got whipped. You're gonna find out how that happens. So here it goes. Now don't mind my little blemish right here. It was a stray random milia bug. I just said no, not in the middle of my cheek. No way, no how. So I popped the sucker and this is what I got for it. Don't recommend doing it at home. You can look up YouTube videos, but don't recommend it, okay? But going to a dermatologist can take a year here. Don't have the time, don't have the thing. So let's get into this. So we're gonna start with my Auric. Now I'm not very good at multitasking, so bear with me. I may say the product, I may not. If I don't, it will be in the description box because we're really mainly dealing with the Hourglass and the Isamaya Industrial 2 palette, okay? So this is the Auric Glow Lust. I think it's in the number 2, I cannot remember. So we're gonna start with this. I'm gonna put this down. And this gives a nice glow. It gives a little bit of color too. And it gives a lovely glow to the skin, especially in the winter time when things get drier. This kind of gives you the glow when you start to lose your glow in the winter months. So I do like using this. I don't need to use it in the summer. I get a glow naturally, medium normal to oily skin. This is my lovely natural glow in the winter time. Okay, so I better get on with what we're talking about. So anyway, no bubble, no. You see, this little sweetheart loves to get into the fray. He is so loving. That's my new little kitten, Fairy Tale. And he always likes to make a little cameo, which is understandable. I'm not gonna be able to purchase this until, look at this. See, he's truly a fairy tale, okay? This guy, and he has a very long tail, and I didn't even know it when I got him. He loves the attention and he's a darling and he's so handsome and he's so sweet and loving. He's so affectionate. Both of my Tonganese are the most beautiful, affectionate cats. Tonganese are so affectionate and they're very, very personal cats. If the attention's not on him, he wants the attention. So he's playing in the background. If you hear anything, it's their play. Let's just hope they don't make any of my lighting fall down. So anyway, I was walking to my beauty supply shop not knowing what was gonna go down later. I love this one, the Charlotte Tilbury. It's in the cream. It's a concealer. I like cream concealers because my under eyes have had it and we don't need any sort of drying liquid concealers. I need something creamy. So anyway, so I end up in my walk down the street to my local beauty supply shop and happily in the sunshine, wearing my lovely shorts, thinking nothing of it and thinking that's just gonna be a normal, ordinary day and purchase. That didn't happen. So I get in there and let's say he owns the shop, the beauty supply shop. His name is Ryan. So Ryan's behind the counter. I go find my product. I was so elated that they had it and I didn't have to go on the subway anywhere else. I don't know how this is gonna look whilst I'm doing this because I can't really concentrate on two things at the same time. I know I said that before. So we're gonna go into Patrick Ta. It's pretty much almost done. I'm pretty much panned. Anyway, I get to my beauty supply shop and, oh yeah, I forgot to, let me see. I don't think I'm gonna be able to cover this. I'm gonna try. Oh, not bad, not bad. And this is not full coverage and I don't really like full coverage anyway. So anyways, Ryan's there behind the counter and then there are two other customers in there. One customer who's older than me and one other customer, both ladies, and the other customer is about my age. There'll be a reason why I said that. I get my product, get to the counter. The one that's a little bit older than me is ahead of me. She's about to purchase and she drops one of her items. So I naturally by instinct go and pick it up, and she's so grateful. And she says, I'm like 80 something years old. And all of us like jumped back and nearly fell over. This woman didn't look past the age of like 70, okay? She did not look like she was like 88 years old. And we were like, what? This is amazing. So we're all in commiseration about how amazing. So she was telling about her family. So we were having a gab fest, but I was noticing there was a couple of flies flying around in the atmosphere. But it's just like in the peripheral vision, right? That happens in the middle of the summer. You're going to get flies. It happens, right? And we do have a very vibrant neighborhood. And it's a very well-balanced neighborhood. It's a village in our city of Toronto. Our city of Toronto is mixed with different villages. So I live in one of the villages and I love that. And everything's in walking distance, unlike the suburbs. I hated living in the suburbs because you always had to use a car. It's easier to live this way and feeling very closer to the community. So anyway, what I love about it is that it's a very well-balanced village. So you've got your bakeries, you've got your cafes, you've got your restaurants, Asian, Indian, you got bubble tea, you got Italian, you got this, you got that. You got your mini little bars, but they're not big bars, so they don't like draw in tourists, so it's not like a touristy thing, it keeps it to the neighborhood and family and people. You got your fruit markets, you got even your grocery store, and we've got a very affordable one, which is surprising in this more upscale neighborhood that I live in. So, and then you've got your boutique meat markets and your boutique bakeries. You got everything. It's well balanced. Anyway, we're going to get to the reason why. So we're talking and she's saying her mother lived to 99, her grandmother lived to over 100. I said, woman, you guys age, your family ages backwards, okay? Your family ages backwards. You got long telomeres, right? So we were all laughing and enjoying her stories about her family and how young they are in their old age. The royal family, they're very much the same way. They have long telomeres. So anyway, so we were laughing and enjoying ourselves whilst I'm watching these flies going around the place. So I think I got myself covered. I think I beat my face enough, okay? Anyway, she moves on. There goes fairy tale. She moves on. Now she bought her things and she left the store. So we were laughing and everything, and it was such a fun enjoyment to speak to her and listen to her family tales. So anyway, it's my turn. I put my hairspray on the counter and I'm about to pay. I get one nip in my calf. I jump back. Ouch, what the heck was that? We're gonna go into my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. This I really wanted, as I spoke before. This is the owl customization. You can only do that online, and I really wanted the owl. It's so beautiful, the design, and I have a little soft spot for owls. And so what I'm gonna do, and I forgot my brush, so we will be back. We're gonna go into the finishing powder, my famous dim light finishing powder. And I really wanted this palette because of the other, you got like 3 blushes, even though most people didn't purchase it, because it was the one with the least amount of newness, but it was the one for me that had the most of what I wanted in a palette. And if I'm gonna pay the price for this, I wanna be able to use most of it. It gives such a soft focus, illumination, and that's the type of finish that I like for my skin. It is what it is. So I get bit, one boom, on my calf, and I'm going, what the heck? I jump back, everybody's like, what? And then the wonderful customer behind me, she's going, it's a fly. And I'm going, what? What fly does this, right? And then as I said that, I get another. talking about nip. It's a bite, and it's like you want to jump when it bites. And I was like, what? I just got bit again, right? So they're both, Ryan is looking over the counter. We're all like in emergency mode. She's looking at my legs and she goes, oh my God, we gotta hit it off. And she turns around, do you have a towel? Do you have anything? Ryan's like, I got a towel. The thing is, my local beauty supply shop, they also do hairstyling in the back. So they do have the, you know, the kind of hand towels and everything. This is my MAC brow, and I like to kind of go in with it because I like to make my brows just a little bit more matchy to my, not as dark, because I find it a little bit harsh. I got very black eyebrows. I'm gonna go into Isamaya. I think it's kind of apropos because this is a bit edgy, and Isamaya is edgy, and she makes an amazing palette. We're gonna first prime with my Urban Decay Eden primer. I might go through this really quickly because, like, I mean, it's not really that interesting. I do use a real primer, and the reason why is because I've got tinted lids and they're oily. So if I don't use a primer, my eyeshadow's not gonna last. And because I got tinted lids also, they're a little bit darker than my face. I do like to prime with a light color so it can allow the colors that I use, because I like color, and so I want the colors to be as true as possible and as saturated as possible. So with that, a blanker canvas, a lighter canvas works better for that purpose. And I do, what's it called again? I do put a little of the same color powder over it so that it sets it and that my shadows will flow over it, especially because the shadow that I'm going to be using in the crease, and as you can see I have a high hood. I have to be careful not to turn into Mimi when I do my eyes, because I have a lid, not that much, but I have a very high hood. I don't want to conjure up Mimi. Isamaya. So we're gonna go into Cobalt first. Wash my brushes for the occasion. So this is the Refer number 16, and I believe Refer's having a sale, but by the time I edit and post this video, the Refer sale may be gone. But they do have a mini and a maxi. I think it's a 5-6 piece set, which is really, really super affordable, and really, really, Refer brushes are amazing, okay? They just are amazing. High-end Japanese made Fude brushes at super affordable prices. So I'm going into this, and this is a very this one is a very silky, satiny finish. And look at this beautiful purple. It's like a periwinkle purple. One of my favorite colors. So anyway, I get bitten twice. So they're calling out the towel. So she's like, do you have any towels? Ryan goes, yes, I have towels. And he goes, let me whack them off of you. And he goes, but maybe I won't. Like, maybe, because, you know, he's a man and he's trying to be proper. So she goes, I have no problem. I said, go for it. Because, and then I scream again. I get bit again. He throws the towel to her. She, with gusto, she's really getting into it, takes the towel, starts whipping my right leg. I mean, whipping it. That didn't hurt compared to the actual bite. Then I get bit again on my left calf. I get another bite. When he sees her doing it, he's like, now he's more into it. Now he's not afraid, and I'm like all game, so he realizes I have no problem with this. So he takes a towel, jumps over the counter, and starts whipping my other leg. And I'm going, why are they biting? They're just flies. What the heck is going on? And he says, well, and I know that, like, we have a local boutique market right almost next door to to his shop. And it's a really cool, like an old-fashioned, it conjures up, you know, Little House on the Prairies. You go in, it's a wooden floor. They have like a booth. They have sawdust all over the floor. It's very bougie and it's really fun. And you go up to the counter, you get a number, and then you go up to the main counter. And they got all these amazing meats and specialty meats and blah, blah, blah. And of course, a lot of beef. He goes, I think the flies are coming from there. And I said, what the heck are these? These are genetically modified beef flies? Because they bite. What flies bite? We're laughing, okay? It's because I cannot, it's just hilarious. Like, what flies bite like this? And they're whipping away at me. And I'm laughing going, listen, you guys, I am citronella. Okay, I noticed you guys are not getting bitten. They were not getting bitten. Now, granted, she was wearing pants, but nonetheless, she could have gotten bitten on her arm. He could have gotten bitten, and they weren't being bitten. And I go, listen, you guys, I am citronella, okay? If you don't want to be bitten, invite me to the party, because then the mosquitoes will not touch you. The flies, even the wasps will not go near you. They will come to me first and leave you all alone. So we're laughing about that as they're whipping. Turns out I just did my research, okay? So see, I get so distracted. We're gonna go into Sonia G brush, okay? And then we're gonna go, oh, the wrong one. Isamaya. So we're gonna go in and then we're gonna do a halo eye. I'm gonna try and do a halo eye. So we're gonna go back into this, and this is a stiffer brush, and I'm gonna just make it a little bit denser in here. I do my little research because I gotta understand this thing. How do houseflies become super flies from a meat boutique, okay? How does this even happen? Turns out they're stable flies. They're stable flies or biting house flies because they look like normal house flies, but they bite and they come from stable. This is what it says online. As its name suggests, the stable fly is abundant and around where cattle are kept, okay? So right next door to the meat boutique, where cattle are kept. And then it says, the adults of both sexes feed on the blood of warm-blooded animals during the daytime. And it was a bright, sunny day. And they actually feed. They don't just bite like a wasp bites and goes on its merry way. And the moths love me. If I'm at an outdoor cafe and anybody needs to be relieved of wasps, I sit there, they come to me, they leave everybody alone. All right? And it is a thing. It actually is scientific. So this is what was going down. So the stable fly doesn't just bite, it actually feeds on you. Because I couldn't understand why they had to keep on whipping. Like, isn't it biting and going away kind of like a wasp? No, it's latching on like a freaking leech for dear life and sucking my blood like a freaking vampire. So they had to keep on whipping to get the damn flies detached off of my leg and no more new flies coming on me. So it was a thing. Oh my God, it was hilarious. We're gonna go into sodium next. And we're gonna do a funky halo eye. So we're gonna do, it's a light blue. They were successfully able to whip the flies and detach them off my leg. I did end up getting some relief. We had a really good laugh. And then I talked to them about their safety. If they have me in any of their events, they do not need to have citronella or mosquito bands on them or like have to spray themselves. Literally, they really don't if they have me. I'm gonna go in with Dame Mother Pat's Intensive Eyes. This has gone through the ringer. It's broken off. It's been pushed back in. Every single time I get one of these, something happens to it. Everybody else, what I see online using this, I have no problems. But I always have some problems with it breaking off, falling out, having to push it back in, mushed. I don't know what it is. but it works. It does metallicize the shadow a little bit more than I would like. Sometimes I do want a little bit more twinkle, but in this case, you know, sometimes twinkle just does kind of fall everywhere. So yeah, and it's actually quite scientific. I looked it up online, and mosquitoes and bugs do prefer the smell of certain blood more than others, and I think it tends to be people with sweeter blood, and I gotta say, I'm sweet. The saying about no flies on me, it's not my saying, unfortunately. It's a bit embarrassing. It is what it is. I am a wasp, honeybee, flies, stable flies, they all love me. What can I say? I am sweet. Doesn't matter whether I wear perfume or don't wear perfume. I have tried not wearing perfume at my cafe. Didn't work. Did not work. Same thing happened. The wasps did a beeline for me. They were at other tables having a good time. Once I sat down, they made a beeline for me. Everybody else was free. Don't even need to use those hanging lanterns. I wasn't even able to use my balcony because of that. So what I do now, next year I'm gonna get those hanging lanterns for the wasps, because I want to be able to sit on my balcony in peace. Now these stupid wasps are taking over everywhere in Toronto. So I want to have my balcony, and I want to use it because I love my balcony. It's a beautiful balcony full of April Cornell linens and things, and I want to be able to use them. And what I found out is that April Cornell has as their spokesperson Melissa Gilbert from Little House on the Prairie, and guess what? That was my favorite show when I was a child. Okay, I'm going into Aloe. It's a lovely sparkly shade. I can even use my finger, and you know I need to have a little twinkle. So the twinkle is coming through. So this is a bit more of an ethereal eye, okay? It is not going to be delineated in much of a way. Okay, so there, I think we got the eyes done. I'm gonna go into Celestial Strobe Light, and I'm going to mix it to kind of make almost duochrome. Celestial Strobe Light with Ethereal Flush. I like to mix them because it gives a kind of a duochrome, a homemade duochrome look. And then I'm gonna do the brow bone. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool because I grew up on Little House on the Prairie, and it got me through a very, very hard time in life, a very transitional and a very difficult time in my life. And I always wanted those boots, you know, the ankle boots, and you have no idea how I longed for ankle boots from like the Little House on the Prairies. I finally got those little ankle boots. I got them from Kensington Market when I was a teenager, and they were my pride and joy. So we're going to start off with this, and he better, that little Mr. Fairy Tale better not muck up my thing, because he's right at the cord of my light. So yeah, so there we go. That is how I got whipped and lived to come out the other end alive and kicking from stable flies. And the stable flies look exactly like house flies, but ever so slightly smaller, and they're bloodsuckers. Yeah, watch out for those stable flies. I don't know how, but they landed on that beef and took a ride over to our local meat market. I can tell you that much. That's how we got stable flies in my local beauty supply shop. I think that was hilarious. I mix my blushes. I love mixing my blushes. Have any of you guys been bit by stable flies? Have you ever been bit with house flies and thought they were like some sort of genetically modified flies? And then I'm gonna go into this one. We're gonna make it really bright. Who of you guys are a vampire bug's dream come true? You guys got that special blood that wasps and mosquitoes love, like me. It's not funny because I really have to protect myself. I have to like wear bands on me, on my ankles. It works though, and if you got citronella in the room, I'm good. Like if I got my own competing citronella, I'm good. And if I wear the bands on me, I don't like to spray myself. I don't want those chemicals in my blood, okay? I'm not into that. I'd rather wear the band than have it all over my skin and I'm absorbing it. We're gonna put on mascara. Are you guys a citronella for other people? I am the citronella of the party. 2 hours later. This was the Lancome Hypnos Drama. I love this because it gives you length, it gives you breadth. I just got to be careful. I don't like the wand though because it's too bent. So we're going to go into the lipstick now. We're going to do a layering. Do all these 3. So first we're going to do, I think it's called Amour. Pat McGrath's Amour. So we're going to start with that. We're going to add on Color Pops. I think this one's called Are You Surreal? It's a bright pink. I'm just going to use my fingers too. I like to do concoctions. I'm not quite sure whether I should have put so much of the Amour on. It's a little light. We're going to put on the Kevyn Aucoin. It has a little bit of purple in here. It's a pinky purple, like a lavender gloss, and it's like a shimmery gloss. That's pretty amazing. I don't know whether I made my lips a little bit too bright. Sometimes I don't like it too bright. When I'm in front of the mirror, I know what I'm doing a little better. Like I'm in front of a mirror, but like when I have more context in front of a mirror that's like brighter, I can tell better what I'm doing. I never understand how YouTubers can use those smaller mirrors and do their face piece by piece. I need a whole context to do things. I can't do it in like a little square thing. So let me just check how I look. So I had to adjust it off camera because it was a little too bright, and that's not the way I wear. I want it to be a little bit more casual, so this worked out. I tell you, I need my context. So this is the get ready with me look that I got. Why is this such a problem to outro this? We do not want to end up in the white room, all right? We can leave it up to Only Murders in the Building for the white room. This is my makeup, get ready with me. This is how I ended up innocently walking to my local beauty supply store just to buy this, and things went down. Things went down and I got whipped. Very apropos, using my edgy yet fun Isamaya Ffrench Industrial 2.0 palette and my wonderful Owl palette, and this is my look. Tell me if you've ever had any sort of weird experiences like this. Do you have that special sweet blood that wasps and flies and mosquitoes love? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and join the Glow fam. Remember, rock your own kind of beauty and your sweet or not so sweet blood, and keep on going and keep on glowing. I will, and don't forget, I've got other videos that you can watch, so check them out too. That's it.